I'm Jane Schmidt, the Subject Librarian for Child and Youth Care. I'm part of a team of experts at the library who can help students find the resources they need for all of their assignments and coursework. I do a lot of different things in my job, things like selecting material for the collection, teaching classes on how to think critically about information and scholarship when they are doing research at university, and meet one-on-one with students to show them how to use specific parts of our website. There's a big world of information out there. The library exists to try and help you make sense of it. In addition to thousands of online journals and ebooks, we have good old-fashioned print books here, study carrels and study rooms for students to use when they need a quiet place to study. And we also provide access to services like laptop loans, audio-visual streaming, and other fun things like board games and puzzles to help de-stress. When students come to the library or use our website, we want them to feel comfortable asking for help if they need it. Navigating academic resources can be difficult when you're new to university-level research. It's perfectly natural to feel a bit overwhelmed, especially if you're used to just looking up what you need on Google. Certainly, using Google is a handy way to find information, especially if you just need to understand a new concept. But the sort of material you need to find won't always be available there. That's why it's a good habit to head to the library website when you start out your research. This is where you'll find the sorts of resources your professors are expecting you to use. Let's go to the library website now to get familiar with how to find what you'll need.
First thing I want to show you is how to see if your course textbook is on reserve. The professor will normally tell you if this is the case. Any online material will be available in your course D2L. This is just if you need to come and pick up a physical book. The first thing you'll do is click on Books. Once you click on Books, you get several other options. We're going to select Course Readings. You can search by instructor name or course code. Let's try course code. And lo and behold, there we are. This is the textbook for CYC 409. When you click on the title, this takes you to the full record. You'll need to record the call number so that you can bring that to the circulation desk on the main floor of the library, and the staff there will be happy to get the book for you. The next thing I want to show you is the easiest way to find articles and books on a topic that you need to do research on for an assignment. The first thing you need to do is to think of the keywords that describe your topic. Keep it simple and only use descriptive words that really get at the core. So for example, say you want to look at factors contributing to burnout in child and youth care. All you need to do is type burnout, child, youth, care. Any other words that you would put in there will just create noise for the database, so try to keep it simple. Let's see what we get. There are a lot of results here. This is over 13,000 articles, which is a bit much, so let's see what we can do to whittle this down. An obvious choice is to say, I only want to see scholarly and peer review material. We click on that, and that's going to take it further down. Another handy one to use is the discipline filter. This is a good way to make sure that you are only looking at material that is relevant to the discipline in which you're working. Social welfare and social work is a good one to capture child and youth care articles. And here we have it. We have just over 1,000 results now, which is still quite a bit, but I'm willing to bet that you're going to find what you need within the first couple pages. So the first thing you do is take a look at the abstract of the article, and that's going to be under More Information. An abstract is a summary of an article, and it helps you decide whether or not it's relevant to what you're looking for. I always encourage students to make sure that they are reading the abstracts instead of just judging from the article title. It looks like this one fits the bill, so we're going to select it by going to this folder. Click on that icon, and that's going to populate the folder up here, okay? So for the rest of this session, whenever you find further articles that are relevant that you want to keep track of, continue to add them to that folder. For the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to pick the first 3. When you're finished your session, go to this folder, click on it, and then you're going to email the results to yourself. But the first thing you want to do is take advantage of this drop-down menu, where you can change it to APA format. Click on that, and it's going to change this into citation format. Now, these aren't perfect citations. I noticed that the word Switzerland is not capitalized, so you do have to double check that it's accurate. Click on email and write a little note to yourself by including in the message the method that you used to find these. So your keywords and the filters that you used. So just make sure you make note of the filters. And then email. That way you can keep track of how you got there, if you need to do it again, and now you have links to all of the articles that you found, including citations. Now let's move on to something a little bit more advanced. A question I'm frequently asked is, how do I make sure that I'm finding articles with a child and youth care perspective? This is normally for more advanced research assignments, but still a very important skill to have. This is where you will want to use the Child and Youth Care Research Guide. The Research Guide is a curated selection of journals, databases, books, websites, and works by prominent researchers in the field. And this is how you get there. Scroll down to Child and Youth Care. It's an alphabetical list. And here we are. Now, the first page, what we're looking at are different ways to get at articles for child and youth care. Searching an individual journal, as in this list of top journals here, is a great way to make sure that you're capturing the CYC perspective. For example, let's look at Children and Youth Services Review. This is an important journal in the field. It is peer-reviewed and focuses specifically on child and youth care issues. Let's click through to the page where I can search this journal's content. Now I have to authenticate because we have a subscription to this journal. It's not free on the web, so you have to tell the system that you are a registered Ryerson user. And here we are. We're going to click on Full Text Online to go to Scholars Portal. What I'm seeing here is a table of contents for the most recent issue, as well as ways to access previous issues of this particular journal. But what I want to do is I want to search the topic that I'm looking for. And the topic I'm going to use is secondary trauma. Now, because I'm only searching one journal and not a large database that covers many journals, I need to keep my search extra simple. I also don't need to enter any keywords about children or youth because the journal itself focuses on children and youth services, so you needn't worry about that. Just keep your search very simple. Let's see what they have. So here we are, 245 results, 245 articles from Children and Youth Services Review about secondary trauma. This is a handy way to make sure you're getting laser focus and very relevant content. All right, let's go back to the research guide. There's a few other things that you can do when you're looking at the research guide. For example, you may want to incorporate statistics into one of your research assignments. This is a list of different statistical agencies that collect statistics that are related to children and youth. So anything from the National Longitudinal Survey of Children and Youth collected by Stats Canada to something as narrow as the TDSV Student and Parent Census. Data is an interesting thing to factor in when you are doing research. I recommend you take a look at some of those. I also have curated a list of useful websites. These websites are mainly representative of NGOs and nonprofit organizations that do research in this area. For example, the Office of the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth. Many Ryerson researchers actually contribute to the research that this organization does, and the papers that you will find here and the research that you find here will qualify as what's called gray literature. While not strictly speaking scholarly and peer review, it is definitely very relevant and important to take into consideration. Another topic that you might be interested in or asked to do while you're doing your research is to find the works done by particular researchers in CYC. So here we have a list of some of the most prominent researchers in child and youth care. What you can do is you can click on, so say you wanted to look into Ben Anderson Nath, you can click on the profile to learn more about him, and you can click on Works Held at Ryerson. And what this does is it takes you to everything that the library has authored by Ben Anderson Nath. And this is everything from chapters and ebooks to what appears to be several articles that were published in Child and Youth Services. So that's a really, really handy way to just get at that particular content, which can otherwise be hard to track down. Other things that you can do in the research guide is look at general information like citation management, how to cite, things like that. We also have a link to how to get help if you need it. You can use our online Ask Chat with a Librarian service. You can book an appointment for one-on-one help. You can drop in and use our research help desk. Or you can contact me directly, and here's how you do that. If you're a distance student, I can always arrange a phone call or Skype consultation, whatever works best for you.
I hope this video has been helpful to you as you navigate the world of academic research. See you in the library.